Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottam Devam Saraswatam Vyasam Tato Jayamudrije. Nasht Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Nishti. So we will continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, verse 33. Conversation between Manu and Kardamba Muniji. Maitreya Avacha Evam tam anubhashyatha Bhagavan pratag akshaja Jagama Vindu Sarasa Saraswatya Pari Sharitat. Maitreya Avacha Evam tam anubhashyatha Bhagavan pratag akshaja Yagama Vindhu Sarasah Saraswatya Pari Sharitat. Maitreya Uvacha Evam tam anubhashyatah Bhagavan pratag akshajah Yagama Vindu Sarasah Saraswatya Pari Sharitat. Synonyms. Maitreya Uvacha. The great sage Maitreya said, Evam, thus, tam, to him, anubhashya, having spoken, atha, then, Bhagavan, the Lord, pratag, directly, aksh, by senses, yah, who is perceived, Yagama, went away, Bindu Sarasa, from Lake Bindu Sarovar, Saraswatya, by the river Saraswati, Pari Sharitat, encircled. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. Translation. Maitreya went on, thus having spoken to Kardamba Muni, the Lord, who reveals himself only when the senses are in Krishna consciousness, departed from that lake called Bindu Sarovar, which was encircled by the river Saraswati. Purport. One word in this verse is very significant. The Lord is stated here to be Pratyag Akshaja. He is imperceptible to material senses, but still he can be seen. This appears to be contradictory. We have material senses, but how can we see the Supreme Lord? He is called Adhokshaya, which means that he cannot be seen by the material senses. Akshaya means knowledge perceived by material senses. Because the Lord is not an object that can be understood by speculation with our material senses. He is called Ajita. He will conquer, but no one can conquer him. What does it mean? Then that still he can be seen. It is explained that no one can hear the transcendental name of Krishna. No one can understand his transcendental form, and no one can assimilate his transcendental pastime. It is not possible. Then how is it possible that he can be seen and understood? When one is trained in devotional service and renders service unto him, gradually one's senses are purified of material contamination. When one's senses are thus purified, then one can see, one can understand, one can hear, and so on. The purification of the material senses and the perception of the transcendental form name and quality of Krishna are combined together in one word, Tag Akshaya, which is used here. Om Gyan Timrandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuran Malitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Putale Swayam Rupa Kadam Tadati Swapatante Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Jatapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Tam Sajiva Sadhvetam Savadutam Parijana Sangitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Amitam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastate Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpakaru Kripa Sindhu Vevach Patitanam Pavane Bhyo Vaishnavi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram. So we welcome all the devotees to this discussion from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's Friday. So we want to also dedicate this class discussion to the lotus feet of His Holiness Kadambakanand Swami Maharaj, one of the general in Srila Prabhupada's army who has left this mortal world for his services to Srila Prabhupada somewhere else. So, in this discussion, in the beginning of this chapter, Vidur Maharaj has asked this question to Shri Maitreya Muni. Please tell me about the sons of Brahmaji, especially Kardamba Muni and his good wife Devahuti. Tell me more. I want to know more. This is Vidur Maharaj's request. So Maitreya Muni starts explaining that in the beginning, Lord Brahmaji actually requested Kardamba Muni to create a progeny, become Prajapati. And Kardamba Muni, in his humility, he immediately realized that for him to do this work for his father Brahmaji, he must go through austerities. To become qualified. So that's one point we learn here. He did not find himself, even though he's directly in the family of Lord Brahmaji, he did not find, and he got ordered from Brahmaji, he did not find himself to be qualified. So he went on to perform austerities for 10,000 years. Not Kali Yuga 10,000 years, but different yugas. Performed austerities for a long time to be qualified to become the Prajapati, to become the ruler, to become the qualified husband of that great Devahuti, Mother Devahuti. And then Lord, after the strategy, Lord appears, and then Kadamba Muniji offers beautiful, beautiful prayers, glorification to the Lord. He meditates, then seeing the Lord in his form, he meditates on each of the body limbs of the Lord, and then he glorifies with his beautiful prayers. You all have heard. Almost 10 verses. Kardama Muniji is glorifying. And then what we see from that, so Kardama Muniji performs austerities, Lord appears, Kardama Muniji is glorifying the Lord. Now Lord gets involved in Kardama Muni's life. So in last few verses we noticed Lord became very personal. I was thinking Lord actually took the role of a matchmaker. He introduced in advance. He's giving his full darshan to Kardama Muniji. And in that darshan, he's talking to Kardama Muni and he's telling Kardama Muni, there is this amazing Prajapati king Swayambhu Manu, his wife Shatarupa, and they have this beautiful daughter, Devahuti. Her characteristics are explained, her beauty is explained, her future generations are explained. So Lord becomes very personal to Kardama Muniji in his life because of the mood of Kardama Muni, his austerity and his glorification of the Lord, and his compliance with his father's order and with Krishna's orders. Lord is very much pleased. So when Lord is pleased, he becomes personal. He takes a personal interest in the life of a devotee. So now he's taking personal interest in the life of Kardama Muni. And then this particular verse comes that after Lord explains to Kardama Muni, Lord leaves the scene, leaves that Bindu Sarovar, which is encircled by the river Saraswati. That Bhagavan, Pratyagyakshaja, Srila Prabhupada writes beautifully in this translation that how is that this, many of us probably hear this word first time, but we have heard many, many times that Krishna is Adhokshaja. He is not perceptible, he cannot be understood, he cannot be seen by the material senses. Akshaja, Aksha is more like eyes, but that includes other senses. So if Krishna cannot be seen, he's a Dhokshaja, then this becomes contradictory that Pratyagyakshaja means he can be seen materially also. That Bhagavan. Because here Kardamba Muni is seeing the Lord face to face. Hubahu. face to face. So Srila Prabhupada writes beautifully, we all read in the purport, that once senses are purified of material contamination, then with those purified senses, Krishna can be perceived. And how you purify the senses is by austerities. That's what Kardama Muni has performed for 10,000 years. Purified his senses. But in our bhakti movement, it's not just the austerity. It's in what mood the austerity is being performed. The mood, the bhava. Krishna is bhava grahi. So the mood of Kardama Muni is even more important, that his mood to serve the Lord in to serve his father's instructions, to serve his father-in-law instructions, to serve his wife instructions. His wife wanted something better than just a forest, and he created a palace in the sky to please his wife. Again, not on the material plane, on the spiritual plane, but still, his mood to serve. So I'm highlighting here, it's the mood that has the precedence, that what pleases Krishna more than austerity. But austerity has to be there. Otherwise, it can be hypocritical. So that's something we learn from this. And I was thinking, because this is God Purnima time, we can also say a few words about this particular word, pratyagakshaja, that Krishna can give his darshan to his devotees, just like he has given to Kardama Muni. Just like he gave darshan to Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj. But sometimes we say, hey, that's millions of years ago. What about today? So today, at least we go back 560 years to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also very kindly, now on one side he's considered a Shannavatar. He's a hidden incarnation. He never ever let the people of this world feel that he's God. But he appeared as, he gave his darshan, he appeared as Krishna in front of many, many, many of his devotees. Pratyag Akshaja. He appeared. Right at very childhood, he appeared when that Brahmana came to offer to his house, and he asked his father that give me some bhoga, I want to offer, and then he's trying to offer and Nimai is stealing. To that Brahmana, Nimai, small little Nimai, showed his Vishnu form, holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. And then he showed his form as Gopal, holding butter as a butter thief. To this Brahmana, to this simple Brahmana, What was his austerity? Kadamba Muni's austerity is 10,000 years, some celestial years. But Brahmana's austerity is his simple Brahmana. His austerity is he's trying to chant his Gayatri every day and chanting Hare Krishna and offering bhoga to the deities every day. That is austerity. Then to one time in Shrivas Pandit's house, Shrivas had Lord Nrsimhadev's deity, his own deity. So he was worshipping Lord Nrsimhadev deity, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears that Shrivas is worshipping his Lord Nrsimhadev deity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as Lord Nrsimhadev, half man, half lion, roaring. And when Shrivas Pandit sees that my Lord Gauranga, Gaurahari, he is here as Lord Nrsimhadev. On one side, I have on my altar Nrsimhadev deity, but my Lord has appeared as Lord Nrsimhadev. Remembering there's so many pastimes. Advaitacharya Prabhu also one time in Shrivas Angan, he is roaring and roaring, and everybody is trying to pacify him. And then they asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come. It's difficult to pacify Advaitacharya. He's very senior. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and asks Advaitacharya Prabhu, what do you want? Advaitacharya Prabhu said, I want to see Lord, the universal form. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaurahari actually showed him his universal form right on that spot. Pratyagyakshaja, he can be seen. And we understand to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai, these wonderful Shadbhuj form Krishna showed, Gaurahari showed to them in those wonderful discussions. In Mahaprakash Leela, we have Kolave Shridhar was seen Krishna Balaram form. Gaurahari showed Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta is Lord Ram's servant. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him Lord Ramchandra form with Lakshman, Sita and Hanumanji. Also when he went to, so these are direct. But then we also see when he goes to South India, he meets this leper Vasudev, he meets Kurva Brahman, he meets Venkar Bhatt Gopal Bhatt. By embracing them, in giving them his association, he gave them his darshans. It's explained that all these devotees, they achieved love of Godhead by getting embrace of Gaurahari. So you don't get love of Godhead if you don't have darshan of Krishna face to face. They all received darshan. And then I was thinking, it's not just them, not just human beings, but when he goes to the Jarikhanda forest on his way to Vrindavan, he's asking the lions and the deers and the peacocks and the leopard, he's asking all these animals to chant Hare Krishna, elephant. And they're all chanting Hare Krishna. Now, how animals can chant Hare Krishna and dance in ecstasy and kiss and hug each other, embrace each other when they are the best of the enemies. They want to eat each other. How can they do that if they don't have darshan of Krishna? So Krishna, Gaurahari, Gaurang Mahaprabhu is so kind. Either you are Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya or King Pratarapudra or Kolave Sridhar, the simple banana leaf seller, or you are lion or deer of Jharikanda forest. You're given the darshan, pratyagyakshaja, because you are there on the spot in Gaur Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there personally. He's Maha. Rupa Goswami says, you are Namo Mahavadinyaya. You're the most merciful. You may give so much concession that you don't look for that austerity part, but you look for the mood part. Those who had good mood to serve Krishna, to chant Krishna's name, they were given darshan. Their senses were automatically purified because their intentions were very good. Intentions were very good. Intentions were to serve the Lord, take part in the Sankirtan movement. So Kardama Muni's mood is very much appreciated. As we read more and more and more, we will see how his intentions and mood shines through. And I'm thinking our Kadamba Kanan Maharaj also that mood to serve, either as temple president of Vrindavan temple or no position at all in management position anywhere, just doing kirtan from one temple to another temple, from one country to another country, from one town to another town. Maharaj mood to serve was so intense. His surrender to his Guru Parampara, to Srila Prabhupada, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pure that now Lord has arranged everything for him. If you read Maharaj biography, very beautiful. There is a lot to share. We will run out of time here. We will share some other day. There is so much to learn from the life of our most exalted His Holiness Kadamba Kanan Swami Maharaj. I hope some of you were able to see his Kirtan video of this Mayapur festival. So we offer our Koti Koti Pranam to his lotus feet. Yeah, I can stop here. If anybody wants to make a point, it's Friday. If you want to take another couple of minutes to say something, please share. Thank you very much. Vanchakalpa Durvakshkripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavne Vaishnav. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Wonderful class. Just wanted to share, like in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came 500 years back and he was showing the form to his devotees. Like this also, sometimes I feel when I pray, we are in tough condition and all that. We see the devotees are helping us. So we feel like Krishna is coming in their form and that's just helping us. So we don't have those divine eyes to see. Maybe Krishna is there, but we don't know. So I feel like he is always around us all the time.
Yeah, very true. Very true. You see Krishna's hand in every aspect of your life. That's a very pure vision. Those devotees who start seeing Krishna's hand in every aspect of our life. Sometimes we say this is material, this is spiritual. But in devotee's life, everything is spiritual. So you see Krishna's hands when devotees come to rescue, to help, to guide. Yeah, that's very beautiful.
Yeah, and when we join ISKCON Prabhuji, and then that time first Janmashtami, I remember Krishna Karuna Prabhuji just introduced you, and that time kids were little, and you just mentioned that Akshay and Anuj, they were singing on that stage, and he said, see, these kids are, these youth are 25 years old. Today they would have been in New York, but now see what they are doing. And that really just touched my heart, Prabhuji, and just wanted like I want to make my kids also like that, not going here and there, at least singing for the glories of the Lord. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. That really, like we say, Krishna consciousness is infection, like how it spreads like disease. So through devotees, we get this little spark and we can change our life. So thank you so much for your association, Prabhuji.
Very. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else? Otherwise, we can end. Who is there? Krishna Nand, you're there. Krishna Nam Nand Das is there. Krishna Nam Nand Prabhu. Maybe he's busy. So we can end our discussion. Om Vancha Kalpataru Vyakshat. Patita Nam Pavane Bhyo. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam Narasimham Bhishanam Om Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatam Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Yunatyu Namami. Om Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu Jalantam
Sarvatomukha.
Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Yunatyu Namami.
Yeah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vaishnav
Jai. Thank you so much.
Prabhuji, wonderful class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Dandavad.
Hare Krishna.